Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel or my Shady World. In this video, I will show you how you can do the typecasting in Python. So typecasting is to change the data type of any field. Let's say they are in the integer and you want to change it in a float or vice versa, or any of the data type is there and you want to change it explicitly or inexplicitly, then that whole process is called the typecasting. So to change anything, you need to call one specific package here in Python, that is Pandas. So this is one of the data manipulation and data exploration function within Pandas. So let's see this. So here I have already imported Pandas library, and I've also have import one file that is related to car specific data, and these are the top 5 records of that data file, like model, mpg, cylinder, carb, gear, am, and all these are related to the car details. So this is the data which I have stored in the data frame df. So for the typecasting, let's say I want to change this cylinder which is there in the integer right now. But before we do so, let's check the data type of this um, whole data frame. So let's see df dot d types. Calling this function, you will get all the data types out here for every specific field. So for the serial number, they are in the integer, the model is in the object, mpg is in the floating, cylinder is in the integer. So yeah, it is there in the integer. Rest of them are also that related to specific, let's say if carburetor, then they are in the integer. Yeah, which is accurately matching, and this is how it is, which is identified by Python by itself. But let's say I want to change this specific cylinder, which is an integer right now. It's there in the integer format. I want to change it into a float. So that forcibly changing the data type is called the typecasting. So how we can do here? So write df dot cylinder, which is this one. Df is a data frame from which I want to get this cylinder. After this, right, s type, and in that parenthesis, this is a method to change the data type, and within the method you have to write in which particular format you want to change. Currently is in the integer 64. Let's say I want to change it in a float, so I will simply write a float. You can write float 32 or float 64, but I will just summarize it up and say just a float. I don't want to go in that detail. You can specify, that's fine, but let's say if I want to do this and I need to assign this, so I will assign to that same field because I want to change it. So I will write here df dot cylinder is equal to, and df dot cylinder dot as type. So this as type is actually the function within Pandas which will help you in this changing the data type. So once you do so, just run this cell, and yeah, it's successful. Now let's check df.head. So as you can see, this cylinder is now changed to the float. Initially it was in the integer, and if you want to see the data type as well again, so df.dtypes, and now again run the cell, you will see the cylinder is now in the float 64, which is taken by default. We haven't done that. It is by default. Python have taken in 64. We just simply mention float. So this is how you can see that now integer is been changed to the float. So the key point here is you have to assign that same field name if you want to change that same field here. If you want to add a new field, that's a different task. But here, if you want to change the cylinder field and want to assign to that same field, that is a key point. And the next is you need to assign a specific format in which you want to change here. I can also change and make it 32 and change it here. So float 32. So this is how you can do the typecasting. If you really like, then do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.